Hey guys, Tim Ferriss here. I am asked very often about the spices that I use for cooking. And in fact, even though I wrote The 4-Hour Chef and I've experimented with hundreds of different things, and in fact, I'll just show you very briefly that I have like racks and racks of spices that many of which I had custom made. Ras El Hanout, Za'atar, Italian herb mix, English mixed spice, Chinese 5-spice blend. Some of these I had made specifically for experimentation for the 4-Hour Chef. But when I'm cooking at home, there are just a handful of things I use all the time. So first and foremost, we have the basics. I'm going to come back to the basics. These are what I use most often. All right, so what do we have here? When in doubt, just use the C's. What does that mean? When in doubt, I use cayenne, I use cumin, I use coriander, I use cinnamon, which is below. So the C's. You can make something delicious just using C's. Aside from the C's, chili also. So crushed chili, cayenne, coriander, cumin, cinnamon, different types of cinnamon, etc. Right? Otherwise, ginger, hugely underutilized. Ginger's just fantastic. Turmeric, excellent for anti-inflammatory properties, other health benefits, and also color. Very, very useful for scrambled eggs, for instance. And then garlic. And I use not just powdered garlic or granulated garlic. I also use fresh squeezed garlic, in which case I'm going to use this beast, this Kunrekon. This is the best garlic press you will possibly find. And it's not inexpensive, but it is fantastic and worth every dollar. So that's one of many tools that I have here, which we might get into another time. So those are the spices. All right. But what else do we have? We have salt and pepper. Okay. I always have this out. All right. I don't have a salt shaker. I just put salt into a container like this. I can pinch it. I can drop it in anything that I happen to be cooking. This is kosher salt, regular kosher salt. If you want to get a little fancier, then I also use what you could consider a finishing salt. So when I cook, I will use the kosher salt. If I'm using a finishing salt, meaning right before presenting the food or plating the food, I'll use Maldon sea salt. And you can also get smoked. I use the normal sea salt flakes a lot more. I probably have a dozen different types of salt. 90% of the time I'm using that, and I'm using this. This has a really nice flaky texture to it. And then we have pepper. All right, so black telecherry berries. You just load them up in here. This is also, in terms of high quality, never want to buy another one. The unicorn black pepper or pepper mill is just fantastic. And you might ask yourself or say to me, come on, Ferriss, give me a break. How much of a difference can a good pepper mill make? Try this thing. It is amazing. It is expensive, but everyone that I've bought one of these for as a gift has just been astonished with the difference. Now, let's talk about citrus and lemon. This is very, very useful. A lot of professional chefs use citrus in the way that they might use salt. So lemon juice is an extremely important component. Lime's less so, a little less versatile in my kitchen. I use it for all sorts of stuff. Everything from scrambled eggs to meats to you name it. Salads, certainly vegetables. When in doubt, add a little bit of citrus and see what happens. So this is Santa Cruz Organic, 100% juice. This is unsweetened. You can see 0 calories. And then we have vinegar. So this is sherry vinegar. There are many different types of vinegar, but sherry vinegar very often will have, as you can see, 0 calories. And if you look at balsamic vinegar, many of them are over-sweetened. And that is to appeal to an American audience. It's also just an inherent characteristic of balsamic. I don't want to have 5 grams of sugars every time I eat a salad, so I use sherry vinegar quite a lot. I also use apple cider vinegar, which has a host of other health benefits. So in terms of vinegars, these are my two most often used. And then olive oil. a premium olive oil. This is not an olive oil that I would cook with. This is what you would consider a finishing olive oil. So you see this repeating theme. You have this like cheaper all-purpose stuff that you use for the cooking, and then you have the really nice stuff, very fine flavored, that you would use for the finishing, the topping. So I will put this on top of meat. I'll put it on top of vegetables to finish, right? So let's say I cook everything up, put it on the plate, then I will take this off, put my thumb over it to control, and then drizzle this on basically all the food, and then take Maldon sea salt, put that on it, crunch it all over, black pepper, dash of lemon juice, and people will be like, what did you do? This is amazing. Did you go to culinary school? No, I just used these things. It's really simple, and you can keep it simple. And of course, you can refer to one of these bad boys like this beast, the 4-Hour Chef, but keeping it super, super basic. This is all you need to make incredibly delicious food, in my experience. Have you heard of 5 Bullet Friday? Well, if you haven't, that's good news. I'm excited because it is my most exclusive content. It is free, and you can check it out right here. Lots of actionable tactics, tools, and more.